This is the graph of income. So let's just say, imagine that this is the amount of income that you make in the course of your life, and this is where you start, and this is time. These are the years of your life. And this is where you end up at the end of your life. Now, there's all kinds of different incomes. Here's what we have discovered, by the way, is that each person decides where they're going to be on the income graph. By the things that we do, and by the things that we fail to do, and often the things that we fail to do have a worse effect on our life than the things that we do, but by the things we do or fail to do, the choices and decisions we make or don't make determine how much we earn. People say, no, my income is determined by my industry. No, because there's people in your industry making 10 times as much as you. There's people in your industry making half as much as you. So we decide where we will be in the long run. Now, we don't decide it overnight, but we decide where we'll be in the long run. So what we find is that everybody starts off earning something, okay? You start off with your first job, and then most people's financial life is very much like the weather. It's unpredictable. It's sort of like a bad week on the NASDAQ. Their financial life is like this. It goes up and down, and sometimes they're in the money, sometimes they're out. Sometimes they're broke, sometimes they're unemployed, sometimes they're employed, making bonuses and so on. This is their financial life. Sometimes they're the windshield, sometimes they're the bug. And isn't that a true statement? And at the end of a person's life, as a result of experience plus luck, this is where most people end up. Fully 50% of baby boomers, according to the recent study, do not have a penny put aside for retirement, and they're pushing 55. They don't have a penny put aside. You all know the statistics. These people are living on experience and luck. Well, this works out to be an average of about a 3% increase over the course of your lifetime. You know what the word job stands for. J-O-B says just over broke, okay? Nobody ever makes any money at a job. Nobody ever gets ahead. All you do is you keep your nose just above the waterline. That's all you do, and you hope that there's no storms. Because if there's a storm, suddenly, okay. Well, so this is the way most people live their lives. Now, it's very much, we say that most people's financial lives are like backing up in a car at night and hitting something. Whoomp, and you get out to see what it is, and it's a new job. Or it's a new marriage, or a new relationship, or a new investment, or something else, all right? Now you're driving along. Now imagine this. Imagine that this is like a back road in the farm country. You're driving along these rutted out, beat to heck back roads in the country, and you have no road map and you have no road signs. So you're lost most of the time financially. This is the story of most people. So they're lost and they have no road maps and no road signs, and it's a terrible road. Well, even if you're driving a brand new Mercedes-Benz, an absolutely beautiful car, engineered perfectly in every way, which is what your mind is. Your mind is the most incredible device for success, achievement, happiness, and long life in the whole world. You're driving with this incredible mind. You're driving a Mercedes-Benz. Even if you're sincere and hardworking and determined and honest and all of those good things, if you're lost on the back road with no road signs and no road maps, you'll never make any progress. Are you with me so far? Please stay with the analogy. Now, let's say you're driving along and you've been working for 10, 20, 30 years, and there are people who've been working 10, 20, 30 years, and they still don't have a pot to you-know-what in or a window to throw it out of. We're living in the most affluent country in the history of man on earth. People from 194 countries dream of coming here. We're living here surrounded by affluence that is unimaginable, and most people worry about money all the time. Now, we did a little bit of background research on you before you came here. We did some checking on you, and we found, this will come as a shock to you, there are people in this very room who worry about money all the time. Yes, and we know who you are. We are watching you. All right. So you're driving along, and your navigator says, honey, you know, this kind of living is lousy. I'm tired of worrying about there being too much month at the end of the money and so on. And, you know, as we're driving along here, lost in these backwoods, I see this freeway over here. There's a freeway over there. I see cars just whipping along that freeway. Every so often I see them through the trees, or I get a glimpse of those cars just whipping along. If we could get onto that freeway, we could really make a lot of progress. So how do we get onto the freeway? Well, let's find a way, and you work your way across country, and you finally find the way onto the freeway. Now that's what this weekend is. This is the freeway. My talk is part of the freeway process, and to get onto the freeway. Now you get onto the freeway, you put your pedal to the metal, and suddenly you are making incredible progress. You are moving along, and this is the result of knowledge plus skill. That's the difference, is once you get onto the freeway of life, you start to go faster and faster and make more and more progress. I have spent a lot of time in Germany. In Germany, they have the Autobahns, and you're familiar with the Autobahns. The Autobahns have no speed limit. As a matter of fact, the Autobahns, it is illegal for you to stay on the inside lane. If somebody comes up behind you and you stay in the inside lane and do not let them through, you'll be ticketed and punished, and they fine you enormous amounts. In other words, nobody can stop anybody from going as fast as they want. You want to drive 200 miles an hour? Nobody's allowed to stay in front of you. And be good regulation here, wouldn't it? Is nobody's allowed to be in the center line if somebody's coming up behind them. Anyway, they don't have accidents, by the way. They have disasters. If a car crashes, they don't send a tow truck. They send a scraper. They just scrape up the pieces and the parts. Anyway, but